And although I'm not a politician, you ask us a question, and I would like to give a short answer and then to talk about what I wish. So if I should have advised to the Prime Minister, I would advise him to monitor, to regulate, and to facilitate the industry in a way that will enable the industry of oil and gas exploration to do what it does best. And I think that's the best advice that will enable us to continue with the success story that we have. This week we are celebrating President Peres' 90th birthday, and people always talk about our president's endless optimism and his ability to dream like a young man. So I think it's only right and symbolic to talk today about dreams. Now let's see if it works. Yeah. Here we have Herzl's saying, which is like a motto for every Israeli. Dreams are not so different from deeds as some may think. All the deeds of men are only dreams at first, and in the end, their deeds dissolve into dreams. But if you do not wish it, all that I have related to you is and will remain a fable. So I would like to talk today about dreams, about our dreams, the dream to discover natural gas. So Israel had a dream to discover oil and gas, and approximately 500 exploration wells were drilled. All of them in the past came up dry. And even Golda Meir said in the past that Moses dragged us for 40 years through the desert to bring us to the only place in the Middle East where there is no oil. So the question that we were asking ourselves, is that so? So we had dreams. The first dream was to discover natural gas in Israel and to be the first to introduce it to the Israeli market. That was a dream that a lot of explorers had in Israel throughout the years. We brought in an international player, Noble Energy. We brought them in 1998 that were with the right expertise and know-how that enabled them to help us to drill in deep water. And we started the offshore drilling in Israel. And the reality was that we have discovered the Noah and Mary B fields that you see on the map on the southern part of the Israeli EEZ in 1999 and 2000, and introduced natural gas to the Israeli market already in 2004. The idea first was to have gas coming to the Israeli market from two sources. One was the Egyptian one, that as everyone knows, didn't materialize for the duration. And the second one was the Israeli sources that until March this year was from Yam Tethys. The benefits of Yam Tethys to the Israeli economy. First gas discovery offshore Israel, the only reliable gas supplier to Israel until March 2013. Establishment of a local market, up to 40% of Israelis' electricity is generated by natural gas and growing. Secure energy resources, significant benefit to the Israeli economy. It is estimated that the energy saving only from the Yam Tethys discovery was about 50 billion shekels, and obviously facilitating environmental friendly green type of energy. And then we had a second dream. The second dream after the introduction of natural gas to the state of Israel was to bring Israel to become an energy independence fueled by natural gas. And everyone thought after Yam Tethys, and we have drilled after Yam Tethys 2 dry wells, Andromeda and Hannah, everyone thought that it's the end of the game, that we won't find anything on top of that. And the acreage that we have drilled later on, the Tamar, that actually unlocked the Levantine Basin potential, is the one that was relinquished by BG due to economic and political, I believe, reasons. So everyone thought it's the end, where natural gas will come in the future for the Israeli market after the Israeli market started to rely itself on natural gas. So we took the effort and we have decided to drill for Tamar on a relinquished license, a partially relinquished license. We joined forces with the Israeli partners that stayed behind after BG decided to leave. And we did that in 2008 when all the world was in the middle of a huge economic crisis and nobody thought about investing at high-risk investment like oil and gas exploration. And the reality was that we have discovered the Tamar field in 2009, and we took it afterwards to a fast-track development, a world record, and in about 4 years, we brought new source of natural gas to the Israeli market. By the way, the Tamar discovery, it's 280 BCM, which is equivalent, obviously not from economic point of view, but from caloric point of view, to more than 1.7 billion barrels of oil equivalent. And the benefits to the Israeli market, unlocking the Levantine Basin potential, and we see later on how this potential was realized throughout other drillings. The largest offshore deep water discovery in the world in 2009, natural gas independence for decades, which I believe is a very, very important I would say, parameter for the Israeli economy. And the total income for Israel from Tamar project could be approximately 150 billion shekels. But that's not enough. We have a new dream. And the new dream is to become an international energy player. We realize that we have made history with the Yam Tethys and the Tamar project, but we would like to continue and make history, and that's why we would like to pursue our new dream. And the new dream was to unlock this potential in Levantine basins, and we launched deep water drilling campaign that started with Dalit, and then we drilled Leviathan. And between Leviathan, Dalit, Karish, Tanin, Dolphin, all of those were discoveries. And on top of that, you see on the map also Block 12 in Cyprus, where we are involved, and we had there a discovery of Aphrodite. All together brought us to 600 BCM, which is more than 3.5 billion barrels of oil equivalent. And the question is, what do we do next? After having such significant discoveries, and you have there on this chart a comparable between Leviathan and Tamar and Aphrodite to other discoveries made around the world in the last decade. And the Leviathan highlights, again, I need to shorten it, so I won't get through all of those, but it's a significant, may have a significant impact on the Israeli economy with a contribution for, as an income to Israel of about 340 billion shekels throughout its life. And the potential also, beyond that, is a potential to become also a stabilizer in a factor in the region by supplying neighboring countries. We are talking about the Palestinian Authority, we're talking about Jordan, we are talking about Cyprus and Greece and even Turkey. All of that could be piped as pipe gas to neighboring country. And on top of that, we have also a window of opportunity to export as the LNG, and Israel is very well situated between two markets that enable it to benefit from its position and to export LNG around the world. So, what do we need in order to fulfill this new dream of ours and of the country of Israel? The dream to develop Leviathan within the required time frame. To dream that Israel will become the LNG exporter, the dream that also will supply a neighboring country, the dream to provide Israeli citizens with prosperity, as was done very well in Norway and also in Australia. What do we need to do? We have the resources, we discovered those, we have the capabilities, the technical capabilities, we have also the window of opportunity. All that we need is just to make the right decisions. It's all in our hands, thank God, and we need to take then action. And I could tell you today that that's exactly what we mean to do. Thank you.